The advent of the 19th century in the scramble for Africa was at its peak. Literally, Kenya, a country in the east of the continent, was in the dark. No school, no hospital, no church. The natives were deep in the practices of African culture and traditions, with little to no hope of civilization in the horizon. Thousands of miles away in the civilized world, a plan was being hatched. A plan that would completely change the fortunes of the East African country forever. This is the journey of the Presbyterian Church of East Africa, PCEA.
Ancient words ever true, changing me and changing you. We have come with open hearts. Oh, let the ancient words impart. Holy words of our faith.
The welcome in Kibwezi was one of a kind. The Women's Guild was not left behind. The youth at the forefront to witness the 133 caravan with a message to remember where the PCA Church started from. A sermon from the past moderator, Very Reverend Julius Mwamba, closed the day at Kibwezi. On 6th July 1891, with the blessing of the Free Church of Scotland, the first party of missionaries left London for British East Africa. These were Mr. Thomas Watson, evangelist Mr. John Greig, an engineer, Mr. John Linton, who doubled up as a carpenter, and Mr. C.M.A. Rahman, who was a storekeeper. After arriving in Mombasa, they were joined by Dr. Moffat, Dr. James Stewart of Lovedale, South Africa, who became the leader of the mission, and later by Mr. George Wilson. On 16th October 1891, the 7 missionaries on their way to Dagoretti decided to settle at Kibwezi, where they set up a temporary church opened by Dr. James Stewart in March 1892.
When the missionaries came here in 1891, they landed in this church where the church is now. The missionaries, they are buried at the cemeteries just down there, not far from the church. And they came here, when the missionaries came here in 1891, they came as a group of many. But they faced a lot of challenges in this community. That time, they met a lot of hostility from the leaders of this area, Kibwezi. By that time, it was known as Kikumburiu, and we had our famous chief in that time, before the colonial days. The chief was called Chief Munando, and actually you could not do anything without the permission of the chief. But the chief neglected these people. They faced a lot of hostility from the original people of this area, and they were isolated. The missionaries were isolated. Past the road. This is not the road. It was at another place, just past this. Here it was bush, and the missionaries were isolated, and they were told to settle in this area now, this side of the road. These missionaries could not go to where people used to live. Because one, they were called the Wazungu. And Wazungu, they were not accepted by the local people in this community. So they lived alone here, this side. But the missionaries came with the aim of establishing three things: the church, the main one, education, and they were focusing on health. So those were the three main focuses of the missionaries. But unfortunately, currently we can say we had, they were not able to establish those three facilities those years, because most of them died because of malaria. They were old and very young people. One of the person who is buried there was a very young youth who was only 24 years, but he had come for mission work. So you can imagine the richness of the people, the missionaries who had come to bring the gospel in Kenya.
Kwa marĩtwa njĩtagwo Irene Gathia wa Gĩcũkĩ, na nĩ ithuĩ twambĩrĩirie kanitha ũyũ wa PCEA, na rĩrĩa twambĩrĩirie kwarĩ kũndũ kũgariĩ mũno tondũ andũ matioĩ ũhoro wa Ngai. No rĩrĩa mwanĩki okire gũkũ tarĩ evangelist, nĩ ahotire gwetha andũ tondũ twambĩrĩirie tũrĩ andũ atatũ, ũmwe nĩ Gĩcũkĩ, na niĩ na mũthuri wetagwo Charo, twambĩrĩirie tũrĩ atatũ. No mwanĩki nĩ ocokire thutha ũcio akĩhota gũthiĩ gwetha members, na tũgĩkinya andũ around 7. Ũmwe etagwo Njoki wa Mbũgua, Virginia Ng'ang'a, na Waithĩra, na Nyokabi, twarĩ 7. Na rĩu nĩguo twacokire twaikaranga rĩ kĩndũ around mwaka ũmwe wa kerĩ, tũgĩkorwo atimia nĩ maingĩha, tũgĩkorwo tũkĩenda gũkorwo twĩna guild. Rĩu harĩ mwarimũ warĩ headmistress wa cukuru, nĩwe watuĩkire chairlady, wetagwo Eunice ya Ngwendo. Nĩ hacokire hakendekana cukuru hau before Eunice wa Ngwendo ĩhingũrwo cukuru ya wanafunzi ciana 3. Ũmwe nĩ John Kagwerũ, aya angĩ ndiramarririkana, marĩ atatũ, wanafunzi 3 ĩno ya mĩako, na makĩrĩkia. Mwanĩki nĩ arutire wĩra mũingĩ mũno gũthiĩ gwetherera members, wanafunzi, na cukuru ĩgĩkorwo ĩkĩingĩria wanafunzi aingĩ. Na rĩu baadaye nĩ gwacokire gũgĩũka ĩno ya rĩu ĩyo ya mwako nĩyo yarĩ ya mbere, ici ingĩ ciacokire kũu thutha-inĩ. No nĩ kwarĩ na ũritũ mũingĩ mũno tondũ andũ matiamenyaga ũhoro wa Ngai nĩkĩ, courses icio nĩ mahũthagia.
Four months later, in July 28, 1892, history was written as the first school was opened at Kibwezi. The admission was only 2 African pupils then. The mission was made even stronger with the arrival of Mr. John Patterson, a gardener who brought with him the first coffee seeds into Kenya with the aim of boosting the agricultural sector of the area. Together with him was Dr. Charters, who later disappeared without any further trace. In the meantime, the exploration of Dagoretti for future possibilities continued, with Patson and Patterson feeling the conviction that the area was better for a mission camp compared to Kibwezi.